I used to believe love was proven by what you were willing to give up. Money, time, pride. If I could sacrifice it, I thought it meant I cared more. You don't have to do this, Emily said, holding the gym brochure between us. It's expensive. I want to, I replied. You keep saying you feel weak. This will help. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. You're always saving me. I'm not saving you, I said. I'm supporting you. That was the story I told myself. I worked extra hours at the warehouse, skipped dinners out, and smiled when my car balance dropped. Love meant carrying weight without complaining. A week later, Emily came home glowing. My trainer is amazing, she said. Ryan really listens. That's good, I said. That's what you're paying for. She laughed. He says I have potential. I laughed too, but something tightened in my chest. Just don't let him push you too hard. He wouldn't, she said quickly. He's professional. I nodded, even though I hadn't asked that. A few days passed, then more. Our dinners turned quiet. You're on your phone a lot, I said one night. It's just Ryan, she replied. He sends workout plans. At midnight, I asked. She frowned. Why are you making it weird? I'm not, I said. I just asked. You never trust me, she snapped. That's stone. I do trust you. That's why I paid for this. Silence filled the room. Later, as we lay in bed, her phone buzzed again. Can you tell him to text earlier? I asked softly. She turned away. You're being controlling. Those words hit harder than I expected. I'm trying to be supportive. You're acting insecure, she said. Ryan says insecurity kills progress. I sat up. Why does Ryan have opinions about our relationship? She sighed. Because he listens. He understands me. I didn't know how to respond to that. The next day, I checked my bank app. Another gym charge went through. Did the price go up? I asked her. Oh, she said casually. Ryan suggested extra sessions. Extra. I repeated. We didn't talk about that. I thought you'd want me to improve, she said. I forced a smile. Of course I do. Inside, something fell off like a loose screw I kept ignoring. That night, she came home late. Traffic? I asked. Training ran long, she said, avoiding my eyes. Every day. I asked. She paused. Why are you interrogating me? I'm not, I said. I just miss you. She softened for a second. I'm doing this for us. That sentence saved everything for her. For me, it built the lie higher. I lay awake after she fell asleep, staring at the ceiling. Maybe love really was sacrifice, I thought. Maybe feeling small was normal. My phone buzzed with a notification from the bank. Another charge pending. I unlocked it, hesitated, then locked it again. Something was changing. I felt it clearly. But I chose silence. I chose trust. I chose to wait. The next morning, Emily stood by the mirror tying her hair. Do I look okay? She asked. You always do, I said. She hesitated. Ryan says confidence starts at home. I forced a laugh. Guess I'm part of your training now. She smiled, distracted. He believes in me. I believe in you too, I said. She didn't answer. That evening, my friend Jake called. You sound tired, he said. I'm fine, I replied. You always say that, he said. How's Emily? She's focused, I said. On herself. Jake paused. That good or bad? I don't know, I admitted. After the call, Emily walked in. Who was that? She asked. Jake. She shrugged. Ryan says friends can be distractions. I stared at her. Since when does Ryan decide that? She crossed her arms. Why are you so threatened by him? I'm not threatened, I said. I'm confused. She grabbed her bag. I'm late. For what? I asked. She didn't answer. I watched the door close and felt the apartment shrink around me. That night, I whispered into the dark. I hope I'm not wrong. The silence didn't answer. I told myself love meant patience. I told myself trust meant endurance. I told myself tomorrow would feel normal again. Tomorrow, I promised myself I would ask the hard questions. Tomorrow, I would stop pretending. But tomorrow stayed distant, fragile, and unreal, while doubt sat beside me, breathing, waiting, and slowly learning my name. I chose not to speak. The night everything cracked started like any other. Did you eat? Emily asked, dropping her bag near the couch. I waited for you, I said. She glanced at her phone. I'm not that hungry. I nodded and turned the TV down. Her phone buzzed again on the cushion between us. She didn't reach for it. That's Ryan. I asked. She hesitated. Yeah, workout stuff. I tried to ignore the tight feeling in my chest. Can I see? Her eyes snapped up. What? I'm just curious, I said. You talk about him a lot. She grabbed the phone. You're acting weird. I'm not, I said. I just want to understand. She stood. I'm going to shower. She left the phone behind. I stared at it like it might explode. Another buzz lit up the screen. A message preview slid down. I couldn't stop thinking about you tonight. My heart started racing. I picked up the phone before I could stop myself. I told myself I'd just glance. I told myself I trusted her. I didn't stop reading. You push yourself so hard. I'm proud of you. You make me feel safe here. I don't feel alone when I'm with you. My hand shook. This isn't training, I whispered. I scrolled. Don't overthink him. You deserve support. What we have helps you grow. The bathroom door opened. What are you doing? Emily asked sharply. I looked up. What is this? She froze. You went through my phone? What is this? I repeated. She sighed. You're taking out of context. Out of context? I said. He says he thinks about you at night. He's motivating me, she said. That's his job. That's not his job, I said. That's crossing a line. She crossed her arms. Nothing happened. I didn't ask if something happened, I said. I asked why this sounds intimate. You're sensitive, she said. Ryan understands my struggles. So do I said. She looked away. Not like he does. That hurt more than the messages. So, I'm not enough now? I asked. That's not what I said, she snapped. Why are you twisting this? I'm reading your words, I said. Your feelings. She shook her head. You're paranoid. I laughed, short and sharp. Paranoid. She stepped closer. You're letting insecurity ruin us. I felt like the ground was slipping. Then explain it clearly. She softened her tone. He supports me emotionally. That's it. At midnight. I asked. She didn't answer. I left the apartment and called Jake. She's crossing lines, I said as soon as he answered. He didn't hesitate. She's manipulating you. No, I said quickly. She says I'm overthinking. That's the trick, Jake said. They make you doubt yourself. She hasn't cheated, I said. You don't know that, he replied. But you know this hurts. I stared at the street. I love her. I know, Jake said. But love shouldn't feel like this. When I went back inside, Emily was sitting on the bed. I hate that you don't trust me, she said quietly. I hate that I feel replaced, I said. She took my hand. Ryan is just a phase. A phase, I repeated. She nodded. I need you to trust me one last time. Something inside me screamed to walk away. Instead, I squeezed her hand. Okay, I said. She smiled in relief and hugged me. I stared over her shoulder at the wall. My instincts begged me to stop, but fear answered first. I chose her words over my gut. I chose hope over truth. I told myself this was love. I told myself this was normal. I told myself I could still fix us. And that lie settled quietly between us, breathing, growing, waiting for the moment it would finally say my name out loud. Emily didn't sit down when she told me. It happened, she said, staring at the window. I don't want to lie anymore. I stood there, frozen. What happened? She swallowed. I slept with Ryan. The words felt unreal, like a language I didn't understand. When? I asked. She exhaled. Last week. I nodded slowly. So all those late nights. She looked at me. It didn't mean anything. I laughed once empty. You slept with him. It was emotional, she said quickly. I was vulnerable. I felt my chest cave in. You're calling sex emotional support? You weren't there for me, she snapped. I paid for everything, I said. I listened. You listened, she said. He understood. That broke something in me. So you didn't cheat? I asked. She shook her head. Cheating is about feelings. I stared at her. I loved you. She rubbed her temples. You're making this dramatic. The door knocked. Lisa walked in without waiting. Oh, she said softly. You told him. Told me what? I asked. Lisa hesitated. Emily, I said you should be honest. How long? I asked Lisa. She looked away. It wasn't just once. Emily glared at her. You promised. I felt sick. How many times? Emily whispered, enough. I sat down because my legs gave up. So every time I trusted you, I said you chose him. He was there, she said. You were tired. I was working, I said. Ryan walked in then, confident, calm. Hey, he said. We should talk. I laughed. You think? He shrugged. I didn't force anything. I stood up slowly. Did you know she had a boyfriend? He smiled. She said you were distant. Emily said nothing. You're not even sorry, I said. Ryan met my eyes. People connect. That's life. I clenched my fists. Get out. He raised his hands. No hard feelings. When he left, the room felt smaller. Emily sat beside me. I didn't plan this. I stared at the floor. You plan enough. She touched my arm. I was lonely. I pulled away. So was I. Silence swallowed us. I hate myself, she said. I nodded. Me too. For not being enough, she added. That sentence stayed with me. I replayed every moment, every ignored sign, every excuse. I should have been better, I said quietly. She looked relieved. I didn't want this to hurt you. I smiled sadly. You didn't want to feel guilty. She didn't deny it. Lisa cleared her throat. I'll go. When the door closed, Emily spoke again. I never wanted to replace you. You already did, I said. She cried then, real tears. I needed strength, she said. You were too soft. I felt numb. If you were stronger, she said, I wouldn't have needed him. That was the moment I disappeared. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I didn't move. Something inside me shut off. I realized love didn't save me. It erased me. And I let it happen. After she left, the apartment felt like a closed room with no air. Are you okay? Jake asked on the phone. I'm fine, I said, staring at the ceiling. You haven't slept, he said. I can hear it. I don't need sleep, I replied. I need quiet. Quiet didn't help. Night stretched. I stared at my phone, waiting for messages that never came. When they did, I didn't open them. You should eat, Jake said the next day. I ate yesterday, I lied. Yesterday was 3 days ago, he said. I moved out a week later. I packed fast, like if I slowed down, I'd collapse. You don't have to disappear, Emily texted. I do, I replied. That was my last message. I slept on Jake's couch. Or I tried to. You keep replaying it, he said one night. I hear her voice, I admitted. Every word. Stop punishing yourself, he said. I let it happen, I said. That's on me. That's not accountability, Jake said. That's self-hate. I didn't answer. You're not broken, he continued. You just forgot who you were. I don't know who that is, I said. Then find out, he replied. The next morning, he tossed me a flyer. New gym, he said. Different place. Fresh start. I don't need a gym, I said. You need structure, he said, or you'll sink. I went because I had nothing else. At the front desk, a tall man looked up. First time? He asked. Yeah, I said. I'm Marcus, he said. What's your goal? I hesitated. I don't know. He nodded. That's honest. On the floor, I struggled with simple weights. You're angry, Marcus said. I'm tired, I replied. Same thing, he said. Different name. I laughed weakly. You don't know me. I know men who shrink to be loved, he said. They always think they're weak. That hit too close. You think lifting fixes things? I asked. No, he said. Thinking does. Lifting just helps. After training, I sat on the bench. You look disappointed, Marcus said. I should be stronger, I said. You should be consistent, he replied. Strength comes later. That night, Jake watched me cook for the first time in days. Look at you, he said. Alive. I don't feel alive, I said. You showed up, he replied. That counts. Days passed. Then weeks. Emily stopped texting. Does that hurt? Jake asked. Yes, I said, but it also helps. At the gym, Marcus corrected my form. You're blaming yourself, he said. I failed, I replied. You abandoned yourself, he said. That's different. I stared at the mirror. I beg to be chosen, I said quietly. Marcus nodded. Never do that again. Anger rose, sharp and clear. Not at her, at me. I skipped meals to save money for her. I swallowed doubt to keep peace. I call that love. You let someone define your worth, Marcus said. I won't again, I said. Jake smiled when I told him. That's the first smart thing you've said in months, he said. I lay in bed that night, tired but steady. For the first time, I didn't wait for a message. I made a decision instead. I will never beg for love again. I stopped explaining myself. That was the first real change. Jake noticed it before I did. You're quieter, he said one morning. I'm tired of talking, I replied. That's new, he said. You used to defend everything. I don't need to anymore, I said. At work, I focused. I stayed late. I stopped checking my phone every 5 minutes. That's where I met Sophia. Did you finish the report? She asked. Almost, I said. Sorry. No rush, she replied. Take your time. That caught me off guard. You're not mad? I asked. She smiled. Why would I be? I didn't have an answer. We started having lunch together. You always say thank you, she said one day. I didn't know that was unusual, I replied. It is, she said. Most people just take. Her words stayed with me. Emily texted the next night. Can we talk? I stared at the screen. Jake watched me. You're not replying? I don't want to, I said. That's allowed, he replied. The next message came an hour later. I don't understand why you're ignoring me. I put the phone down. At the gym, Marcus nodded at my progress. You're consistent, he said. I stopped chasing, I replied. He smiled. Good. A week later, Emily called. I'll let it ring. She texted again. Please. I just want closure. Sophia glanced at my phone during lunch. You don't have to answer, she said gently. I know, I replied. That felt powerful. Jake told me about Ryan without meaning to. People are dropping him, he said. Word travels fast. I shrugged. That's his life. You don't care? Jake asked. I care less than I thought, I said. At night, I wondered what revenge would feel like. Then I slept. That surprised me. Emily showed up outside my work one evening. You won't even look at me? She asked. I stopped walking. What do you want? Her voice shook. You disappeared. I stayed, I said. I just stopped chasing. That's cruel, she said. No, I replied. That's calm. She stepped closer. You're punishing me. I'm protecting myself, I said. You're acting like you don't need me, she said. I don't, I answered. That silence hurt her more than yelling ever could. You changed, she whispered. I remembered who I was, I said. She searched my face. Is there someone else? No, I said honestly. There's just me. She laughed bitterly. You think you're better now? I think I'm done begging, I replied. Her eyes filled. Ryan ruined everything. You did, I said. So did I. She reached for my arm. I stepped back. Please, she said. I don't recognize you. That's the point, I replied. She left without another word. Sophia asked me later, was that hard? Yes, I said. But it felt right. That matters, she said. At the gym, Marcus watched me lift. You're choosing yourself, he said. For the first time, I replied. I realized something then. I wasn't waiting for karma. I wasn't planning revenge. I was building a life that didn't include them. Ryan's fall wasn't my victory. My silence was. I stopped reacting. I started choosing. And that choice felt stronger than any apology I never got. Emily waited outside the gym. I just want to talk, she said when she saw me. I nodded. 5 minutes. She looked smaller than I remembered. He left, she said quickly. Ryan used me and walked away. I listened without reacting. You're not angry? She asked. No, I said. I'm present. She laughed weakly. That scares me more. I'm not here to scare you, I replied. She wiped her eyes. He said I was a mistake. I shrugged. He showed you who he was. And you? She asked. What am I to you now? I thought before answering. A memory. Her breath caught. I ruined everything. Yes, I said calmly. But I survived it. She stared at me. You don't need me anymore. I never needed you, I said. I wanted you. Marcus stepped outside then. You good? He asked. I am, I said. He nodded. Growth is quiet. Don't forget that. Emily watched him leave. You changed. I learned, I said. She stepped closer. People are talking about Ryan. I heard, I replied. Doesn't it feel good? She asked. No, I said. It feels irrelevant. She looked confused. After everything, I don't need his fall to stand, I said. She whispered, I miss you. I met her eyes. I miss who I was before I disappeared. She cried again. I was wrong. I know, I said. Can we try again? She asked. I'll do better. Silence stretched between us. I felt no rush, no fear, just clarity. I looked at her and wondered if closure meant forgiveness or distance. I didn't answer. Not yet. Emily came back 2 days later. I need an answer, she said, standing across from me. I know, I replied. She folded her hands. I've been thinking nonstop. I believe you, I said. That doesn't sound hopeful, she said. It's honest, I replied. She took a breath. I'm sorry. I know, I said again. That's it, she asked. You don't want more? I shook my head. I don't want to reopen wounds I worked hard to close. Her voice cracked. So you're done? Yes, I said softly. Not because I hate you. Then why? She asked. Because I finally love myself enough to stop bleeding, I replied. She wiped her eyes. You used to fight for us. I used to disappear for us, I said. I won't do that again. She nodded slowly. You're choosing yourself. I am, I said. She waited, hoping I'd change my mind. I didn't. After she left, guilt settled in. Not regret. Just wait. Jake noticed it immediately. You okay? He asked. I said no. I replied. He smiled. Good. It still hurts, I said. It should, he replied. Growth isn't numb. At work, Sophia handed me coffee. You look tired, she said. I had a hard conversation, I replied. She nodded. You don't have to explain. That felt new. We sat together quietly. I like how calm you are, she said after a moment. I worked for it, I replied. She smiled. It shows. There was no rush, no pressure, just space. That mattered more than attraction. At the gym, Marcus watched me finish my set. You look lighter, he said. I let go, I replied. Of her, he asked. Of who I was with her, I said. He nodded. That's harder. That night, alone, I thought about revenge, about how easy it would be to hurt her back. Then I imagined staying angry forever. That scared me more. Revenge would have kept her voice in my head. It would have kept me tied to the past. Let it go felt quieter, cleaner. I texted Sophia later. Thanks for today. She replied, anytime. No expectations. No games. I realized something important then. I didn't need someone to save me. I needed someone who didn't need me to disappear. Emily messaged once more. I understand. I wish you happiness. I stared at the screen. Then I replied, I hope you find peace. I meant it. That surprised me. Jake laughed when I told him. That's closure, he said. It feels strange, I replied. That's what healthy feels like, he said. I lay in bed that night, thinking about the man I was. The man who paid for love. The man who begged to be chosen. He felt distant now. Not weak. Just unfinished. I didn't win by watching anyone fall. I won by walking away whole. And for the first time, that was enough. I chose myself. Not revenge. Not bitterness. Just forward. And that choice finally set me free. I sat alone on the balcony that morning, coffee cooling in my hands, watching the city wake up. You look peaceful, Jake said behind me. I feel steady, I replied. He leaned on the railing. That's better than happy. I nodded. Happiness comes and goes. This feels earned. I thought about Emily then, without anger. She wasn't evil, I said. Jake raised an eyebrow. You sure? She was lost, I said. So was I. That felt true. At work, Sophia noticed my mood. You're smiling, she said. I'm breathing, I replied. There's a difference. She laughed. I like this version of you. So do I said. There was no rush between us. No labels. Just respect. At the gym, Marcus corrected my stance. You're stronger, he said. Inside, I replied. He nodded. That's the only strength that lasts. I remember the man I used to be. The man who paid to feel chosen. The man who ignored his own voice. I don't blame them anymore, I told Marcus. Good, he said. Blame keeps you stuck. I thought about Ryan too. Once I wanted him to suffer. Now, he felt irrelevant. He taught me something, I said quietly. Marcus looked at me. What? Who I never want to be, I replied. That lesson stayed. Later that night, I cleaned my apartment. Not because it was messy, because it felt right. I found old photos in a drawer. I didn't tear them up. I put them away. That felt like growth. Emily texted once, weeks later. I hope you're doing well. I stared at the screen. Then I replied, I am. I hope you are too. No anger. No longing. Just distance. And peace. Jay called after. You okay? He asked. Yes, I said. I meant it. That's closure, he replied. I didn't think it would be so quiet, I said. It usually is, he answered. I realized something important then. Justice doesn't always shout. Sometimes it just lets you move on. I learned about trust. Not blind trust. Earned trust. I learned about boundaries, not walls, lines I won't cross again. I learned my value isn't proven by sacrifice. It's protected by choice. I stood taller because I knew where I stood. Emily and Ryan became lessons. Painful ones, necessary ones. They didn't take my future. They forced me to build it. I didn't get an apology that fixed everything. I didn't get answers that made it fair. I got something better. I got myself back. That felt like winning. Not loudly, not publicly, but completely. I finished my coffee and stood up. Tomorrow waited. And for the first time in a long time, I walked toward it without fear, without bitterness, and without needing anyone to choose me. I already had.